Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing good. If this is your first time here, then welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience of taking chlorophyll after about a year and a half. I did a video after I'd been taking it for about 3 months where I go over the benefits of chlorophyll, what I was hoping to gain with my experience with it, and any changes that I noticed within that 3 months. So now that chlorophyll has been part of my supplement routine for well over a year, I wanted to share what I've noticed after taking it for a more long-term period. So I'll make sure to have that video linked in the pinned comment down below, as well as in the eye right up here. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to of course remind you that with any sort of health stuff, any supplements, talk to your doctor. Make sure to do a lot of research from a variety of different sources before incorporating stuff like this into your routine. So as far as how I'm getting my chlorophyll, that is the biggest change. As I mentioned in my first chlorophyll video, I have been taking liquid chlorophyll. I would add it to my water, usually about 16 ounces, so sometimes even double that. If I was doing a size like this, just like a standard 16.9 ounce, I would add 2 drops of chlorophyll, or if I was doubling it, I would add 3. And that was usually when I was going to the gym, where I had my big old giant water bottle where I would do the 3 drops. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm usually adding 2 drops to a water bottle, kind of like this. I'm trying to move away from using plastic water bottles, so I have my chlorophyll today in a mason jar. I still added just 2 drops to 16 ounces of water and then just poured it from there into the jar. And as you can see, we've got that nice dark emerald green color. I want to put my flashlight behind it so you can really see how cool this looks. Like I mentioned in my first video, whenever I drink this, I get like, I don't know, like witchy vibes, like I'm drinking like a potion or something. I'm really thirsty, so I might end up finishing this before the end of the video. Over this past year and a half, my chlorophyll consumption has kind of fluctuated. So when I did that first video, I was drinking it almost every day. And I had a period where I wasn't doing anything healthy for myself pretty much. I didn't have chlorophyll for maybe a month or so. Then I started to incorporate it back into my diet. And over the past 4 or 5 months, I've been the most consistent with this. I would say that I have at least some form of chlorophyll, maybe like 5 days a week. And as I mentioned, some form of chlorophyll, because in addition to the liquid drops that I have been using, this is the same brand that I've been using, the Sakara Detox Water Chlorophyll Drops. These are pretty pricey. I got a couple packs of these during Black Friday, but since I've seen more about chlorophyll recently, I've been introduced to different brands, and the Now brand in particular, that's probably the one that I'm going to try next after I finish all my Sakara bottles, because it is infinitely more affordable. I know some people just take the dropper and they pour it directly into their mouth. I don't do that, but I have tasted a random drop of concentrated chlorophyll if it's gotten like on my bottle or something. It has a kind of green, grassy sweetness to it. So I don't know if that's just how all chlorophyll is in general, but that's what this brand's chlorophyll tastes like to me. So in addition to the drops, I've also started to use chlorophyll in pill form because people have mentioned that it's more concentrated. You notice increased results and benefits versus diluted in water. The brand that I've been using is the Nature's Way Chlorofresh Chlorophyll Concentrate Internal Deodorant. It comes with 90 soft gels per bottle. Pick this up from Amazon. Now when it comes to the dosage, comparing the two, it says that they recommend taking 2 soft gels once a day with these. Now with the liquid version, it says to mix 1 full dropper of detox water for every 16 ounces of water. So one of these bad boys for every 16 ounces of water, this right here. It says for best results to use 3 full droppers, or about 40 drops give or take, added to your water daily. It says that you can adjust the amount that you use for taste. Some people might not want that intense green flavor. I've also seen versions of chlorophyll that have mint added to it to kind of balance and counteract that, but I've grown to actually enjoy the flavor. So there have been some days when I felt really dehydrated that I have gone ahead and added 3 full droppers of this, but the majority of the time I just do 2 droppers of this and I'm good. Since I usually only do 2 drops versus the 3, I find that this lasts me a good amount of time. One of these lasts maybe 2 months for me, which is really good. And when it comes to the chlorophyll in pill form, I also cut back on the dosage recommendation as well. So instead of doing 2 tablets a day, I usually just do 1. But for the purposes of this video, I wanted to do a comparison of the 2 forms in their recommended dosage. I did them back to back so that I could really hone in on any differences. So 2 of these a day when I was doing my comparison, and then 3 drops of this in my water daily when I was doing the liquid comparison. So since I've been taking this one longer, I kind of like had a baseline of what to expect, as we touched on a little bit in this video, and as I go into in a lot more depth in my first chlorophyll video. Chlorophyll has so many benefits, and the main ones that I noticed after 3 months was that my skin looked really good, really bright, and kind of had like this glow. I didn't have any breakouts during that time, and now I rarely get a breakout as well, knock on knock on wood. Someone in the comments of my first video said that the reason that my skin looked better is because I was drinking more water and going to the gym a lot more. But for comparison, I had a period where I was eating chips and ice cream and barely working out, still using the chlorophyll, and my skin looked really good. So definitely when I'm working out more and not eating like a frat boy, my skin looks really nice. But also when I'm really not doing any of that, I think that the addition of the chlorophyll did make a difference because my skin still looked really good. So here's our little skin check-in after using chlorophyll for over a year and a half. I only have sunblock on. My ring light right now is a little rough because I got my contacts stuck in my eyes, and for the past like 4 days my eyes have felt like they are just being squeezed and bruised. I am going to try to take off my glasses to show you guys my skin. I'm not going to really know what's in frame or what's focusing because without these I cannot see. This is what my skin looks like. Have been the happiest I've been for my skin in years, and really the only things that I've changed is adding the chlorophyll into my routine on an almost daily basis. I have been using 2 new skincare products over the last month and a half, which I've been loving, but even before adding those 2 to my routine, my skin was still doing really well. I cannot get over how good my skin looks. Ooh. In addition to being very happy with my skin, I would have to say that the biggest change that I've noticed is in the quality of my bathroom habits. Another one of the things that chlorophyll is supposed to be really good for and that many people experience is that it's supposed to be really good for detoxing, keeping you regular, and helping with constipation. So I will say that since adding chlorophyll into my diet, I am able to have a much more consistent and pleasant bathroom experience. Happier, more consistent poos. Yay. And speaking of which, one of the things that people are most surprised about when they first start taking chlorophyll, it makes your poop very green. Even though it should be pretty obvious because look at this stuff. This is very green. Very green. Those first few times you look down in there and you see just green. Definitely many people's, including my, experience with chlorophyll. As someone who does not get as many vegetable servings as they should, I'm just not a big fan. I'm trying to do better. I like that chlorophyll is a way for me to get some additional nutrients from dark leafy greens into my diet. Even when I'm eating really bad processed food on a consistent basis, I feel like the chlorophyll helps my body to get rid of that stuff quicker and I feel better afterwards. So hot. Speaking of being hot, when I add chlorophyll to my water, I feel like I am more hydrated, a little bit more quenched. That hydration factor is just upped. Water alone, sometimes I can drink bottle after bottle after bottle and I'm still thirsty. I might start adding more chlorophyll to my water than just at night and drinking it throughout the day to help with that. Now, as far as some of the other benefits that people have said they've gotten, I haven't really experienced those, like better sleep, more energy. Those things are such polar opposites. It's really interesting that people said they've experienced both of those things. As I talked about in that first video, I have had lifelong issues with sleep. A lot of people gave me some other recommendations on that video that I am going to be cycling through to try to see if it works. Tried over-the-counter stuff for years. I've tried some prescription things, more natural stuff. My sleep schedule and just quality of sleep in general really sucks. So with the chlorophyll, I generally take it late afternoon or nighttime. So you would think maybe if I was gonna experience any of that nice sleep that you're supposed to get from it, that would be the perfect time, but that is not the case. I don't have more energy. I've got some other health stuff going on right now that kind of drains and saps my energy. People have said they used it to aid in weight loss. Can't say that even when I've been really consistent about working out or eating better, aka not ice cream and chips all the time, it might have just been one small piece of the puzzle to other bigger things that I was doing that may have contributed to any changes that I noticed. Another one of the biggest things that people like to use chlorophyll for is for helping to decrease or even eliminate, according to some people, body odor. I would say that this, in addition to seeing what chlorophyll could do for my skin, were my biggest reasons that I wanted to try it in the first place. Now, although I haven't experienced an elimination of body odor, I have noticed that on the days when I take chlorophyll and when I'm taking it more consistently, there is a decrease, which is pretty cool. I feel my morning breath smells and tastes better, and odor in general in other areas of my body I feel have been decreased as well. It says it is an internal deodorant. I really didn't find that it was very different than using my liquid chlorophyll. Maybe like a smidge more noticeable that it's a little less odor going on, but for the most part, I prefer my liquid chlorophyll. That's mostly because of the hydration I get from it. With it in pill form, it might be helping me with my skin, with my bathroom activities, and other giving me some nice nutrients from chlorophyll as well. But as far as when I'm feeling my best, it's when I'm using the liquid chlorophyll. The main reason that I bought this, mainly the deodorizing, I don't feel that I notice a significant enough difference to where this would be my exclusive version of chlorophyll. So what I've been doing recently, for 2 days out of the week, I might take this, like I'm going over to my boyfriend's house or something, and for the remaining remaining days of the week where I'm going to be using chlorophyll, I'll do my liquid version. So yeah, you guys, that is my experience with chlorophyll after almost a year and a half. Better poops, clear skin, a little bit less stinky time, and some nice bonus hydration. I am going to be, for the foreseeable future, unless something happens, chlorophyll is going to be a lifelong supplement for me. It's probably the one that I've been the most consistent with in my entire life. And another thing I wanted to mention before the end of this video, some people have noticed that when they first start using chlorophyll, they have to go to the bathroom a lot. Numero dos. You might want to start off slow with it. If you get the liquid version, maybe don't dive into the deep end of the pool with the 3 full drops. Maybe start with 1, see how your body responds to it, and then kind of go from there. That wasn't my experience. I started with the 2 droplets from the beginning, and I didn't notice any like sudden gotta run to the bathroom situations. As I mentioned, I have a much more just consistent and regular relationship with the bathroom when it comes to my chlorophyll. Now, peeing on the other hand is a different story. That is because I have a almost soccer ball sized fibroid pressing on my bladder, so that's a whole separate issue. But I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people in pretty much everything I've seen about chlorophyll have mentioned that it makes them go to the bathroom like a lot, especially in the beginning. So slow and steady until you see how your body responds to it. So let me know down in the comments below if you've ever tried chlorophyll. What was your experience? Did you notice this magical total elimination of body odor? A lot of people in my comments on my first video did tell me that they had no more body odor after using chlorophyll. So if you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps with YouTube recommending my videos a lot more. Likewise, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I would love to have you. Remember to upload videos every Friday with some short form content in the meantime, in between time, and I will see you really soon in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.